So I just wanted to share with you a couple of really great drugstore finds. I love doing these videos, although I can't, not that I can't, I don't do a lot of them just because it's hard to find really, really good drugstore products, but when you do, you know, that's when I feel like I've really accomplished something. So, you know, rather than spending like 50, 60 bucks on something, I can spend $8 and just get a super high quality product. And, you know, again, if you do a blind test, you wouldn't be able to tell which one was high-end and which one was drugstore. So, you know, I wish I could do more. It's just that I don't hear that much buzz about certain things, or it just doesn't really agree with me. So I really like to keep these as really fantastic drugstore finds, like little treasures. So let's begin with maybe facey stuff. Okay, so this product I've been wanting to try for quite a while because I saw it on Lisa Eldridge's channel, and basically anything she shows and anything she does, I just covet and love. I just love her. She is just a brilliant, brilliant artist, like truly an artist. And when you see her, you know, to me, it's not necessarily about the color. I mean, yes, you need skill in terms of, you know, knowing what colors work with each other, formulations, all that sort of stuff, but it really is about the way she holds her brushes and applies. That's really where I see the artistry. She's not like slapping it on there, you know, when people are just like slapping and stuff. She's so, you know, like with any great artist, she really has attention to detail. So you know, you see her in her movements, and, you know, it's about layering. Anyways, really, I should have just titled this, I Love Lisa Eldridge. Now go subscribe to her. Okay, so anyways, she shows this in her video quite frequently, and it's the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum. Now, the only caveat to this really is that this is not drugstore priced, at least not in Canada, because this really is like $27 with tax. It's like $30, maybe a little bit over $30 for a drugstore foundation. So I don't really consider it a drugstore priced foundation. And Bourjois, I believe, is sort of an annex company to Chanel. So it's under sort of their umbrella, but you know, it's obviously the much less expensive version. So this is sort of a gel foundation. It's supposed to be really, really long lasting. Again, I've always said that I'm not the best person to talk about super long lasting. I don't, you know, wear makeup for 10, 12, 14 hours or even 8 hours. A lot of the times once I'm done my thing, I just want to take it off. So it is, it has, you know, tons of fruit extracts, I guess you would call them, as you can see on the package. Those are all the little fruities that they put in there. I really, you know, again, I don't like mixing stuff in products. I don't like, you know, moisturizers with sunscreen. I don't like foundations with serums. I just really want to try it for the finish, because when she would use it on herself and on the models, you just really saw a difference in the way the skin looked. So I've got this in number 53, very limited colors, a little bit hard to find. And again, French houses don't really agree with my yellow undertones. They tend to be, you know, like I can't wear Chanel foundations. None of them really agree with me. This does have a little bit more yellow, so I can wear it. I don't know what other people have said. I found this to be quite a heavy coverage foundation, like medium to full on me if you use your fingers. It really was like, wow, it's much more than what I'm used to. I like a sheer to medium coverage. I like my skin to show through. So this was a little bit heavier for me. With the fingers, I didn't like it as much just because of the extra coverage, but when I used it with a beauty blender, it was beautiful. But mind you, you know, anything with a beauty blender, just because you're adding so much water, you really get that sort of sheared out, glowy kind of effect. But it's definitely a really, really nice foundation. And because I can control it, if I use it with a beauty blender, I can get a sheer coverage. And if I do need those days where I want like bang coverage, this is the one that I would go for, because it's really the only foundation I own that is sort of a higher coverage. So, and it smells fantastic. You know, very sort of fruity. I don't know if you can see that, but you know, it's a little bit on the beigeier side than a yellow, but it's definitely a nice foundation. If you're in the States or elsewhere. I'm sure you can get it for less than what they sell it here. And in Canada, you can find it at Shoppers. I believe it's the only place that I've seen it at. So there's that. The next product has been sort of a cult favorite for years, and I've heard about it, and it just was never available here. I think Max Factor has sort of left all of North America and is sort of only in Europe now, maybe in Asia, but it's the Max Factor Pan Stick. And again, I don't know what's going on with me with these more fuller coveraged foundations, because I don't tend to wear it, but I just heard such great things about this in terms of just, you know, the finish is beautiful, you look really sort of porcelain and dewy and yada yada yada. So it's like this, you know, it definitely is a heavier foundation, but again, I like to shear things out and use very, very, very little, so you can control it that way. It is a really nice foundation. The only unfortunate thing, I got this in 125 True Beige. This is not the right skin tone or color for my skin tone. It's a bit too pale. I do tend to look, you know, a little bit like the Addams Family or something, like Morticia. But on certain days where I just literally put a dab here, and then like really sort of, you know, use very, very little, you do get a really sort of dewy finish and a porcelain sort of looking finish. So I'm hoping in my really pale months this might be a little bit of a better match. But for those of you who really love full coverage, this is actually very nice. Very creamy, very sort of rich. It's not a matte finish, it's a little bit more satin maybe I would call it. But and again, obviously it's not available for a lot of us. Oh, the only place I could get it was online. Oh, Mary. Can't remember. Maybe I'll put a little thing next to it as to where I got it. I think it's the only place that I saw in North America that you can actually get it online. So there's that. Okay. The next would be concealer. Maybelline Mineral Power Concealer. I've got this in, what the heck? Sorry guys, I don't know what I have this in. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I will again put a little something if I see it and take a bit of time and, you know, have my like monocle on to kind of see. But it's a great drugstore concealer. I really only choose things with wands. I don't like little pots necessarily. But you know what? It really does a trick. And I think I got a lighter color. I think, because you know, Gina Bina Weena was raving about this one, so I got it, but the one that I got was a bit too close to my skin tone, so it really didn't give me anything, you know, going on there. So I got one lighter, and I preferred it. So there's that. Loving that. Sticking with concealers. Another really, really super hyped product. In fact, so hyped that I had to go to Walmart. It's the only place that carries hard candy here in Canada. Well, in my province. It was never around. Never. They had like tan. They only have 3 colors, light, medium, and tan. And I couldn't find a light or a medium ever. I literally had to go 6, 7, 8 times just to find one light. Which I didn't want. I wanted the medium, but I thought, okay, better to just go lighter, so I'll just see this one just to see if I even like it. There was just so much buzz about this. It kind of reminds me of Makeup Forever's Full Coverage. It kind of comes in a tube as well. It's supposed to, you know, cover tattoos, heavy concealers. It's actually, what the heck? There it is at the end. It's definitely a heavy-duty concealer. Very nice. It covers really well. It's very inexpensive. Again, I want to try and find the medium. I think I went back another 6 or 7 times and they never had it. So, you know, I've gone to this darn Walmart like 15, 20 times, so I just gave up. I was like, whatever. I'm not meant to have the medium, obviously. But the thing that I like more than this is that it comes with this little pencil, and this pencil is brilliant. I wish they would just make this or have that available on its own, because this is what the star product of this set is to me. I mean, this is definitely a nice concealer, don't get me wrong. You're going to love it for $5. It really is like that Makeup Forever full coverage concealer, but this little pencil really reminds me of the now discontinued Laura Mercier little corrector pencil, and I love it. I use this all the time for little, you know, for my hyperpigmentation, just little blemishes. For the big honker ones, again, I go more with the Secret Camouflage, but oh, I just love this. And this is really the size that it comes with, unfortunately. It's a little teeny baby one, and it's the only pencil that I use down to the nub where it actually will scratch me, because I don't want to waste it sharpening it, because that's all they give you. So hopefully one day they'll bring it in full size. But there's that. I don't know why I've just been going crazy with these whole like concealer things, but because I love my Giorgio Armani corrector, and that's pretty much what I use all the time. But it's just, you know, it's great. It won't break the bank. You can try a lot of different products. And this little MILANI HD Advanced Concealer, I guess it's, you know, kind of looks like the Touche Éclat, which I am not a fan of. I detest Touche Éclat. I'll just say that for the record. If you love it, I'm so happy for you. It doesn't work for me, and it just reeks. But anyways, super, super nice. Not full coverage at all. Very, very light. Doesn't crease. It's a great little highlighter pen. So what I'm actually doing is using it on my lid sometime rather than using any kind of primary stuff. It's just super quick and easy. So I'm really digging that. I've got that in 02. It's a clickety clicker. So there's that. Right. Again with the MILANI. This little baked eyeshadow, I got this in Rich Java 607, is fan-frickin-tastic if I can get it open. Oh, that's the one thing that I don't like about this. It's a little bit difficult. There you go. Also difficult for me. Probably not for you guys. But that, you can see how rich that color is. The pigment is cuckoo. Well, you see that. I just went like that. This is a fantastic, fantastic color. I actually grabbed, I think, a purple one or something. I wasn't too crazy about that. But this brown Rich Java is fantastic. Super pigmented, beautiful shade. It kind of has like copper with the dark chocolate. It's just, it's beautiful. So inexpensive and really, really fantastic. The next thing I will show you is, okay, so these little color tattoo, I'm sure you've heard a lot of buzz on YouTube. I have, and I wanted to run out and get it. I got this in Bad to the Bronze. So it looks like that. I actually really wanted the Toughest Taupe as well. They didn't have it in stock, but one of the girls ordered it for me, and she actually called me today, so I'm going to go pick that up. I can see why people love them. I can tell that this would last for frickin' ever. Like 10 hours, like minimum. Because this, it just has a certain texture that I know, it just like sticks. It's like right onto the eye. My only beef with this particular color is that the sheen or the metallicness of this really highlights the texture of my eyelids that you couldn't see with the naked eye, but you just see all the baby fine sort of lines and stuff. Not necessarily lines as in wrinkles, but it's just the genetic texture of my lids, because I have super dry skin. And even though I wear night eye cream, it never helps it. So I'm sure it helps it a bit, but it's just crazy. I've got that sort of stuff, which is why I can't wear super shimmery things like Kitten and those kinds of shades. It just really highlights, you know, all those little tiny fine lines and textures. This sort of does that as well. But I will put a shadow on top of it, and it will sort of dilute it or fade that little bit. So I don't think it's, I don't have anything bad to say about the product itself. It's just for me and the texture of my eyelids. It's not the best match, which is why I'm hoping the Toughest Taupe, because it's a matte, will be a little bit better for me. But you know, definitely good bang for your buck with this one. I could see it being really, really long lasting. For those of you who have oily lids, wow, this would be fantastic for you guys. So there's that. You know what, honestly, now that I'm looking at it, my favorite drugstore brand really is Maybelline. I noticed that the stuff that I love is always from Maybelline. So there you go. The Dream Mousse Blush in Pink Frosting number 10. Use quite a bit of it. It's kind of got that moussey souffle texture. Okay, it does have a little bit of a silicone feel. You guys know I don't like that feel, but I don't like that in a primer because that's all over your face. This, because it's just concentrated here, I'm totally fine with. It's just a beautiful, girly, sort of flush, feminine looking pink. It's not like a fuchsia. It's not like a rosy pink. It's not bubblegum. It's kind of in between that, which is what I really, really like. It just gives a brightness, and I love that it's in a little glass jar. So that's really fantastic. Woo, Lord. Okay. Another Maybelline product. Now, this, again, I had to order online with the Max Factor. I believe I did a huge order because the shipping was like $32. So I wanted to get a whole whack of stuff that I really wanted to try and don't have access to here. And this is the Lash Discovery. I saw it on somebody's channel. And the reason why I really, really wanted it was because of how tiny that brush is. I can't do big, huge ass brushes. They just don't work for my eyes, as you can see. You know, they're like little eyes. And not little in a bad way. I'm not saying, you know, anytime I mention, you know, I've got green, yellow undertone, I'm not complaining. I'm just stating a fact. So I can't do the big one. So I really wanted to try it for this little tiny baby one, because you get right in there and pull it through, and right in there you can concentrate a lot right at the lash line to get the volume. Okay, so I got the waterproof one. So excited to try it. First time I tried it, oh gosh, I was like, what the heck, what a waste. Not even interested, didn't like it at all. Then tried to give it, you know, I was like, I'm being too rash, you know, my job is to test out things for a while, don't make, you know, snap judgments, blah, 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 even though I do. That's just the kind of person I am. I just, right away, nope, don't like it, forget it. So anyways, it took a little while, and I noticed this, same with sort of the YSL faux sales. People have said that it's not really great the first time you open it. You kind of have to wait a few weeks for the oxygen or the air to get into it. It does something to it, and that's exactly what it is. There's something about it where it's, you know, a month into using it is when it starts getting really, really good. And now I love it. It really does give you a much more dramatic effect than when I first put it on. When I first put it on, it stunk, really stunk. So for any of you who've already, you know, sort of purchased this and didn't think too much of it, just wait. Wait like 3 weeks or a month. It definitely does get better. So there's that. And, okay, the last couple of products, well, I've talked about this. Hello, Miracle Zit Cream. For days, it's the Vichy, Normaderm, Active Anti-Imperfection Concentrate, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's not going to do the ones that I was talking about with, that's like underneath, it's like underground. It's not going to do those like cystic-y ones, but any sort of superficial pimples that you get, a day or two of using this, it's gone. Gandhi, and it's just the best sort of zit thing that I've ever tried. I've gone the natural route using, you know, witch hazel and tea tree and stuff. I've done the other sort of like super strength kind of stuff. And this, by far, the best thing that I've ever come across for zit treatment. So there's that. My favorite body creams I had to replenish. I always use this. I mean, yes, I love the Laura Mercier. Who wants to spend $80 on a tub of, you know, body cream? I mean, you do once in a while as a splurge, but just, you know, for an everyday thing. These ALBA body butters or body creams, they're fantastic. Body creams, they're fantastic. Just, they smell so amazing. That just smells like caramel, brown sugar, yummy goodness. This is the Kukui nut. So there's that. I usually get that one. And the coconut milk, just because the coconut milk, it's the only coconut I know that doesn't remind me of sunscreen, or the beach and that sort of, I don't know, that sort of, what's the word, not pharmaceutical, synthetic-y kind of coconut. This really has a totally different kind of fragrance, coconutty, but sort of refreshing and bright. Really fantastic. I think they're sort of an all-natural, organic, made in Hawaii. I've talked about this before, so these are my two replenishments. Love them. And then lastly, woo, sorry guys, 20 minutes. The Yes 2 Carats. I finally broke down and tried this, and I really, really love it. I think it's really fantastic, especially the conditioner. The shampoo can maybe sometimes be a little bit too moisturizing for my roots. But the, whoops, what the hell? Yeah, but the conditioner I freaking love. It's just so silky, so fantastic. I love the fact that, you know, it's just paraben free. It's a 99% all natural product. It's really great. I totally get the hype on this. That's fantastic. Oh, I forgot to mention the texture of this is fan-freaking-tastic. So smooth. It doesn't leave that sort of waxy feeling that's a lot of the drugstore sort of body products can do, where it feels great at first, but then you've got this sort of waxy film. This is just straight cream, really luxurious, really soft and silky. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that one, and if you've got any questions, as usual, I will always try and get back to you, although nowadays it's taken me not, you know, a day or two. Sometimes it'll take me 3 or 4 days to get back to you just because of my schedule. So if there's anything that you would like to see a more comprehensive review of, let me know and I will try my best. So thanks so much, guys, and I will see you soon.